Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Are you concerned about the increasing use of cryptocurrencies in illicit activities, such as money laundering? You're not alone. Fortunately, there's a company called Chainalysis that's on a mission to solve this real-world problem and is now available on Link2's investment platform for our global investment community. Chainalysis uses cutting-edge blockchain technology, providing data, software, services, and research to government agencies, financial institutions, insurers, exchanges, and cybersecurity companies in over 70 countries. Chainalysis is the largest enterprise SaaS company in the cryptocurrency industry and one of the fastest growing blockchain monitoring solutions on the market, screening trillions of dollars worth of cryptocurrency transactions per year. Let me tell you more about why Link2 invested in Chainalysis and why we believe the company aligns with the investor profile of many of our members. Not only does Chainalysis serve the largest community of crypto crime and compliance professionals in the world through their network, but over 1,000 organizations trust Chainalysis products, including Barclays, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Internal Revenue Service.
I believe Chainalysis is going to be a big part of the crypto infrastructure, and these guys are directly tied to the government. They've got all kinds of people that came from government. In fact, I'll take it a step further. I believe crypto was created long ago with the idea, by the government in large part, with the idea of this being an extremely trackable. And I think that's part of the reason it was created. And so I think that this company in particular is a big part of that. So the link will be in the top of the description of the video. Click on the link, tell them DAI sent you. Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I'm seeing a lot of talk online about a potential second XRP breakout, similar to what happened earlier this week. This thing went down as low as 41 cents. It had gotten as high as 50. It went down as low as 41 cents. And remember, we started in around the 37 cent range on that one day, 25 to 30% breakout. Went up to 50 cents, then came back down. Now it's sitting here around 44.5 cents. But I've seen some talk about people thinking there's a breakout. Now check this out, because the Dark Defender had done an analysis, and he calls it the Grand Wave 3. XRP initiated third Grand Wave. Grand Wave targets $256 to $333. Now, folks, you can see what's happening. Everybody's being gone after, and there's only one. I'll keep saying this. Craig DeWitt said it too. There's only one digital asset that is about to have clarity. The rest could literally have targets on their backs for the next 2+ years. You can't make this stuff up, folks. XRP could literally be the only digital asset eligible to be listed on Coinbase, XRP, and things built on the XRP ledger, that is. The only digital asset that could potentially be on Coinbase and all these exchanges in the U.S. I mean, that's a hell of a thing right there when you think about it. Now, while everybody in the industry is being sued, it's important to me that we remind everybody that Joseph Lubin and Sam Bankman-Fried are the only two people in crypto who were friends of the SEC and were able to come in and talk to us successfully. And you got to remember, this isn't last year when Joseph Lubin said this. This is last week, okay? Listen to what he says. While all of you out there, where's the outrage? While everybody out there is being sued, and Coinbase is being sued, and all these different people have targets on their backs, this guy is friends with them.
It's also true that a lot of tokens look like securities. It's also true that many offerings that at first glance don't look like securities are doing subtle things that the SEC, I think, rightly is pointing out are not purely decentralized. So Kraken, big fan of Kraken, but they did offer a staking product that had significant elements of centralization, and they were in control of a lot of stuff, and so that essentially makes it a security. If you advertise your very decentralized thing in such a way that it sounds like people are going to be able to make money based on your effort, then just that language can make it a security. So I actually think that, and this will be a little controversial, I think that Gary Gensler and the SEC are doing a great job of driving projects in our ecosystem to radically decentralize themselves. I could even call Gary the shining knight of decentralization.
Oh boy.
He's thick. So I agree that there may be ulterior motives, and I'm not a fan of those things, but we need to get very serious about being decentralized full stack.
He's going to live to regret those comments, I have a feeling. Here's Glenn Beck talking about currency reset, CBDCs, and World War III.
We are headed towards a currency reset. If it is a cryptocurrency, if it is a central bank digital coin, CBDC, we're going to get bargaining. And here's what's going to happen. The government will step in and say, this is too big for anybody else to handle. We'll handle it with the Fed. We're resetting the currency. It's going to be a digital dollar. It'll be in the Fed. Every American has an account now with the Fed. We will give you more than what your dollar is worth right now for the first, 8 weeks. Your dollar will be worth $1.25. So get your digital currency now. And in 6 weeks, it's going to be worth $1. And 6 weeks after that, it'll be worth 75 cents. Eventually, it will be worth nothing, and it will force everybody into a digital currency, which will ultimately control absolutely everything you do and a lower standard of life. But a lot of people will be happy because there's some normalcy. It also would mean most likely a war. All of these things are beyond possible right now. The financial and the reset to a digital currency is not just possible, it is probable.
Okay, then we had this yesterday afternoon. John Deaton and Eleanor Terrett from Fox Business were on. Listen to John talking about the Ripple lawsuit.
Very confident, and I've said it on record, I'll say it again. I believe the SEC will lose. Remember, Charlie and I even have that bet. I believe the SEC will lose its summary judgment motion as it's written. That doesn't mean the judge can't split the baby, and it depends on how aggressive she is on wanting to get into the evidence. But the SEC lost their expert for trying to show that XRP holders would have relied on the efforts of Ripple and that they were induced by Ripple. And there's no expert to say that there's no non-investment use of XRP. And then, of course, you have XRP holders brief, you have Spin the Bits brief, and all the other amicus brief, and you've got 3,500 affidavits from XRP holders saying why we used and purchased XRP. And some of them say for investment, like many people did, and many of them talk about for the particular use and moving money and being paid and all those other things. And so there is an area where the judge could say whether or not XRP was purchased for non-investment reasons is an issue of fact for the jury to decide. She could say, as a matter of law, the SEC has not that no reasonable jury could conclude there's a common enterprise and fine for Ripple. Or she could say whether or not there's a common enterprise is an issue for a jury. So it really depends. I'm confident that they're going to lose. And I believe that Ripple has the better chance of an outright win than the SEC does.
I like the sound of that. Then here's another clip. John Deaton knocks it out of the park here. He's referring to these congressmen like Tom Emmer, who said that there was a new day coming and how pissed off all of us are. Watch this.
I can imagine.
I got to tell you, I know for a fact that I speak for so many people when I say that we are so frustrated that you have a congressional oversight hearing, you have senators on the banking committee, you have House of Representatives in Congress, and there's no damn oversight ever done, because it seems like this guy he treats it like an invite to a birthday party, and that he has a choice. I'm not going to go to that one. Oh, the Democrats are in charge now. I'll go to that one. Oh, Elizabeth Warren's going to send me the questions and the answers, and I'll go to that one. But where I just never see, you're the chairman of the Securities Exchange Commission of the United States. Sit down and answer some goddamn questions. Justify your $2.4 billion. Justify your existence. Justify that you're protecting people. Justify that you're doing things for capital formation. It's frustrating, and I know my frustration is very in line with a lot of people out there, because we've never seen a guy that just ignore.
Yep, and by the way, Eleanor Terrett just happened to tweet out this morning. Let me see if that's the right place. Yeah. Eleanor Terrett just happened to tweet this out. New, Gary Gensler will appear before the House Appropriations Committee for its budget hearing next Wednesday at 2:30. This will be the first appearance before the House and Congress. This is not the same committee. This is not the Finance Committee. So this is not the same as Gary coming up to really be held to the fire, by the way. But at least he'll probably stay in his house and do a Zoom call if I had to bet. Cowards don't usually come out of their house. Now, and then you've got right here, Pascal Gauthier he's the CEO of Ledger. I think that he is jumping the shark here on the Bitcoin thing. Basically, he's saying not believing in Bitcoin's like not believing in God. In fact, I'm going to skip the video. It speaks for itself there. That's kind of a little much. Now, Justin Sun of Tron has been says SEC suing Justin Sun on fraud and market manipulation charges and alleging that Tron and BTT token are unregistered securities. Now, this one right here does not surprise me. For years, I've seen this guy going from the inception. This guy, it was like a marketing machine. Everything he was doing. And by the way, here's the ironic part. If you go back and watch a lot of CoinDesk videos, a lot of their videos on their video channel, YouTube, Tron was one of their sponsors. So you have to wonder if because they literally had Tron written there, like Tron, as they were doing their shows. So you have to wonder if they're gonna get hit with anything. Then here's Sheila Warren. She's on with Thinking Crypto. Listen to this.
So there's two big lawsuits happening against the SEC, which a lot of people have eyes on, and that is Ripple and Grayscale. Let's talk Ripple first, because the Crypto Council for Innovation did file an amicus brief on behalf of Ripple, and we may hear from the judge anytime. It could happen today or by early next month.
Today. Yeah.
What do you what's the latest from your perspective on how you're seeing this play out and the impact on the industry?
Yeah, I've always thought that this particular suit, as it was brought, is winnable by Ripple. I've always thought. I thought that since the very beginning, and I actually said that a long time ago and took a lot of heat on Twitter for it, by the way, which I still don't really understand. In my mind, any company that's resourced to take on this agency at this time, we should be supporting. So I don't really understand. I never really understood. It's been great to see how folks have kind of come around to that. But again, I was very confused by the initial reaction to it, because it seemed to me that they were kind of trying to lay a precedent that could be very powerful and help a lot of other folks. So we were happy to file an amicus in that case. And it was a pretty straightforward thing to do, because I'd been kind of following it with some interest for some time.
All right. And then this is Monica Long. She was at the Paris Blockchain Summit. I'm just going to play you the beginning of this. This is Monica Long talking about the SEC case.
The SEC lawsuit, both Ripple and the SEC have filed our motions for summary judgment. So the decision now rests with the judge to make her decision. We're optimistic about having a positive resolution there sometime this year.
Can you give us any further timeline? Because it seems the action in the XRP token seems to assume something's around the corner.
Unfortunately, we don't know. It's really just with the judge. It's up to her.
And still hopeful that it will be on the side of Ripple at this point?
Very hopeful, yes.
What are the implications if it doesn't?
The implications if the decision
goes the way of the SEC.
We think that that's very unlikely, considering, by our view, both the facts and the law are on our side. In terms of broader picture, what's happening in the U.S. on the regulatory front, we're seeing action through enforcement versus setting clear rules and regulation, which is what all of us in the industry really desire.
So on that regulatory front as well, we are here in France, and France is really trying.
Okay, that's the gist of it. And then here's Anthony Welfare there at the Paris Blockchain Summit at the Ripple booth, and there's Monica Long right there. Don't know who that is or that. But looks like they've got a presence there. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family that Ripple's at the Paris Blockchain Summit. Maybe we'll see them at XRP Las Vegas.